we're all very excited about having a chance again. That's how it is. Last year we played it, and I know you all make it. That's experience, of course. 4 years ago, a couple of us played another final. So yes, we are probably then more experienced like the other team, but that doesn't how Poch probably is right. Doesn't make really the difference. It's about dealing with the situation the best way. That's of course, but it's all about using the things they brought you to the final. That's it. And now so far we control our emotions in a really good way. We let them go and in the right manner and all that stuff. So yeah, it's in a moment it's pure excitement. Really looking forward to it and being really happy to have that chance again. That's what we wanted to have after last year, and now we are here. All good.
More,
Have to check on Roberto Firmino as well. Obviously, we know he joined in with the group again last week. So how is he? How sharp is he? How ready is he to start? And is there any chance for Naby Keita as well?
No chance for Naby. Naby is really progressing well. With we will see how it will work out for him with the African Cup of Nations. Don't know that yet. And Bobby, trained. Was part of training last week, looked really good, everything fine. And then we took him out for again, and will be in training, I think, from tomorrow on again. So all what we saw so far looked really good, and he will be fine. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I've seen quite a few hands up go. We'll do the front row first. If the microphone can go back to Mike from BBC, and then Juliet. I don't know if you want to go off the back of Mike if you've got one that makes sense to do that.
Yeah, again, it's not just talent and ability that makes great footballers and great teams. I think we're all even surprised ourselves, even though we see Liverpool week in, week out, as to the levels of energy that the players expend. Have you ever had or worked with a team that work harder than this group?
I don't like to blame my other teams, to be honest. I love them all. That's how it is. So because they all gave their everything, and this team is doing well. But I've never been part of a final with a better team than this. That's true. But in a different times, for different reasons, my teams were good as well. And I'm not so surprised because the boys are, how we call it, mix up potential with attitude in the best way I ever fancied. I ever witnessed, I ever saw, experienced. So that's just brilliant. It's exceptional, and that brought us where we are. So we could have said a couple of weeks ago, it's not really likely that you will be champion at the end of the season. Human beings are like that. You stop giving you everything because only for a chance we are not really ready. We want to have it for sure. These boys did it for the chance, for being there, but gave us a lot, showed us a lot. And in these 5-6 days between Barcelona and Barcelona, I would say nobody believed more in this team than the team itself. So that was brilliant, and that's why we are here. It's a sensational situation. How I said, being here again is great. We wanted it. We wanted it really desperately, but it looked like it slips through our fingers in the group stage already. We had a brilliant start in the Premier League, but struggled a bit in away games in our group. But did it in the most mature way you can do it against the Italian side. You have to win 1-0. Unbelievable. And since then, all our away games were really impressive. Barcelona not result-wise, but performance-wise 100%. Bayern Munich, Porto was really good. And so, I'm really happy that we can do it again.
How much has the disappointment and devastation of what happened in Kiev in the Champions League last season, how much has that helped to spur you and the players and everybody else on to achieve what you've achieved this season, at least in footballing terms? How has it galvanized the group?
Yes, it has. It had big influence on us. So it was like I remember that situation when we were, I think I said it already, that when we stand in the queue at the airport in Kiev on the way home, all in the tracksuits, heads down, stuff like that. Everybody really frustrated, is very disappointed about the situation. We could not really get it. It was not allowed to be angry on this or that, and it was a lot of different emotions in our head, obviously. But the plan was, we come again. We will be there again. And now we are there. That's just incredible. But there was a long time in between. I think pretty much each team who lost the final will think, yeah, we put that right at any point, and then have not a chance next year. We have the chance, and yeah, it was the kickstart for the development of this team, 100%. From the first day in the preseason when we were all together, from the first match day, was a big step for the boys. This team is not even to compare with the team of last year, so and that's good.
Gentlemen, the second row. Okay, so Jules, yours first.
Jurgen, can I just ask a question about your captain, Jordan Henderson? 2 European finals, he's come so close, a World Cup semi-final, obviously the Premier League title race as well. It's like as if he's channeling, all those setbacks and sort of pushing forward to achieve glory, and that's like a reflection on the team as well. He's sort of channeling every ounce and putting that into the energy and sort of driving this team.
The best piece of character of this team is the constant readiness for development. And that's how it is. So you have to develop. You can always. I like to take James Milner as an example, because Millie's, not sure if I'm allowed to say that in public, but me, I'm 33. So and is still developing in really big steps, calming down here, using his unbelievable skills in just better moments. So, and his example, and like Hendo, and they always want to make the next step. It's just that's in them, and that helps a lot. So, but we all know you said all these wonderful finals, but he played here, semi-final there, final here, final there, and stuff like that. But we all know, and I'm really happy that we have the opportunity to give these boys the opportunity then to win something. I was never worried about the future. I'm not worried about the future. It was always clear we will have, with this team, we will have more chances. The Champions League final is a rare one, because obviously a lot of clubs are only built to be there in the final or win it. We are not, but that we are there again is a pure show of will of the boys. And we wanted to be there, and they are there, and that's brilliant. And all these boys play important roles in this, on this trip, if you want, because it was a difficult one.
Ian, then we go to the second row. Okay.
Jurgen, does the dynamic of Saturday's game change at all, the fact that it's 2 English teams in the final?
The dynamic, what do you mean? Keep it.
If you were playing Real Madrid or Barcelona, maybe it would have a real feel of a European game. This is
we
the
feel
best
it.
game being played abroad.
No, 3 weeks in between, so we feel it as a real European final, it's nothing else. So it always can happen, and how it looks at the moment, it's not unlikely that it can happen in the near future again. That 2 English teams can be in the final, that like Spanish teams did from time to time. One time it was us and Bayern. So no, it's a proper European final, nothing else. It's not the 3rd game we play against Tottenham or whatever. It's a European final, and that's how they prepare it, and that's how we prepare it.
Okay, second row, gentlemen. Yep.
Hello, Jurgen. José Álvarez for Jugones from Spain. Guardiola said a lot of times that for him it's more important to win Premier League than Champions League. What is your opinion? Which is more important for you?
Yeah, look, that's how it is. Pep has that to say probably because he was not in the Champions League final for a while. Don't get it wrong. We all know that he's the best manager in the world, and he deserves all the praise he gets. But it's like, if you ask us questions, you ask me the question, what is more important to you as a Liverpool manager? I have to say the whole year, the Premier League, because people say it's the Premier League, that's okay, we tried everything. I think nobody is in doubt about our desire to win the Premier League, but there was a better team, so we accept that. we cannot ignore that there's another competition where we are in. So it's the Champions League. We want to go as far as possible. That means we want to win it. That's it. But that's how I said. If Pep said that, I'm not sure he said that. I heard him saying that people only will see him as a success, or this area of success, if they win the Champions League as well. So you see how luxury the problems are he has. So, but it's all good, how I said, and I'm sure they will try it again, and he has the opportunity to win this competition as well. And yes, during the season we have to fight against them for the Premier League title, and there's another competition. And this year we were a little bit better than them in this competition.
Okay, we've got the next three questions, one for Zed, and then we'll go that row, yes.
Jurgen, you've been involved in the Champions League final before when two teams from the same country played. And usually when teams from the same country play, the final is always cagey because they know each other really well. Are you expecting that on Saturday at KGFR?
What is that word?
Cagey. It means like very tight between the two teams.
Oh, it will be very tight, no doubt, but it would have been very tight. The quality of Tottenham and us is pretty similar, so that's how it is. The difference between us in the league was consistency. We won both games against Tottenham, but both games 2-1. We had brilliant periods in the games against Tottenham where I think we deserved to win, but especially the home game was an absolute tight game with a lucky goal, lucky punch from us in pretty much last minute. So that's what we expect. There's no doubt about that. But Posh is right that emotions will be completely different. You have to use all the things you use during the season, but in the specific circumstances. We are all human beings. It's a special game, and then after that, it's no game anymore, and all this stuff. So, bring ourselves in the right mood is for us the job to do, to really play the game we want to play. And we know about Tottenham a lot, of course, but we had 3 weeks' time on Saturday. We had 3 weeks' time to prepare the game. After these 3 weeks, I would have known the name of the groundsman of Barcelona as well, if they would have been the opponent. So that's how the football world is. We would have known against each other team in the world exactly the same. But against them we played, so we know it's difficult. Tottenham know it's difficult. So let's play a difficult game and let's win it.
Okay, we've got the next three questions. Gentlemen with the mic, and then if we can go back the row, and then we'll go over there to finish it. Yeah.
Hello, Jurgen. This is PP Sports from China. And you have led Liverpool to Champions League final for last 2 years, and this is what you haven't done before. So do you think this is already the highest or the greatest moment in your coaching career?
Oh, if I win it, yes. Would be different to the last finals, huh? So, to bring the team to the Champions League final again, if that's the biggest moment in my career. No, the biggest moment of my career was 2004, getting promoted with Mainz 05. That was the biggest moment of my career. I cannot change that. And if you would have known what we had, the money we had, the circumstances we had, nobody needed us in the first league. Yeah, that was so far the biggest moment. Winning the Champions League with Liverpool, then I would think new. But so far, it's getting promoted with Mainz.
Okay, yep, a couple more, Issa, and then we'll go back.
Jürgen, Ute Kobold, ZDF. Good morning. You said it's pure excitement at the moment. How do you take the excitement from here, including Anfield, to Madrid?
I don't know exactly, but the boys are like this. It's not about me. How I said, I'm really happy for the boys that we have that chance, and this chance gives us all the excitement. That it's just we had. The best moment for the final would have been 5 minutes after we finished the game against Barcelona. So come on, let's play it immediately. But that was obviously not possible. It's good that it was not possible because I'm not sure exactly what would have happened health-wise. But from my and that's now, of course, we had now. It was from the first day. The mood in the team was really brilliant. The work rate and attitude, all this stuff was brilliant. So that's what shows you these boys want to be there. It's not now each day counts. It's like, oh my God, now it's coming up, and we get a bit scared or whatever. We really want to be there. That's the only chance to win it if you be part of it, and that's what we want to do. And the year before, I was not sure if it's right or wrong, but we said, okay, we want to be at Kiev. This year we wanted to win it wherever it is, That was a big difference in the beginning, but doesn't mean a lot. We know it's just our mindset, how we see it. We know how difficult it will be, and it's football. The ball rolls in different directions. You have to accept that even in the final. Lucky moments, bad luck moments, everything is possible, and you need to react in different ways. As long as it's 0-0, play of football. You're 1-0 up, play of football. You're 1-0 down, play of football. That's how it is, but that's how it sounds easy. But obviously, in this moment, we were in a situation like that, and I like that the boys always delivered as long as they could. They were absolutely spot on in all the finals, as long as they could. But at Sevilla, the tank was empty, and honestly, last year as well a little bit, plus losing more, plus conceding strange goals. So that had nothing to do with performance. These goals. The first one not, and the bicycle kick not as well. So there were 3 really strange goals, if you want, and the boys were still in the game. So it's all good. Final, not always a better team wins. Not often a worse team wins, but it's possible. You just have to be ready for these situations. You have to be ready to make mistakes. In the most, maybe how people see it, it's easy to say it's not the most important game. I don't feel that, but it's an important game. Whole world will watch it. Like they watched against Barcelona. There was no other game in that moment, so a lot of people watched it, and we were ready to make mistakes and to sort it as a team. That's what we have to do again. And if we find a way to do that, then we are a difficult opponent, and that's the first thing we want to be.
Okay, we've got the final few questions.
Christian Martin, Fox Sports, Latin America. Being from a very volatile football culture, our former players, the players from Barcelona that belong to our lands, all the experts have been very impressed with your approach, your coolness, your cool head, and in critical moments, under pressure, against the ropes, with players missing, even when your team was scoring and the comeback seemed to be, materializing slowly. You always kept cool on a side. That's kind of a message that you spread. What is the kind of thing you say to your players and to your squad to deal with these kind of situations, and especially when ahead of a final after what happened last year? As a head coach, obviously, you get involved in the football side, but the philosophy you bring down to everybody.
I said it a couple of times, it was the best game I ever saw. So we saw circumstances, missing players, 3-0 down, stuff like that. But the boys gave me from the first minute the feelings they are completely ready for it. Not winning 4-0, because it can never be. You cannot plan that. But winning the game, and it was for me enough. Winning against Barcelona would have been. Imagine we would have won 3-0, would have been still a fantastic story, and then maybe losing, or 2-0, still a fantastic achievement, and everybody would say, "Wow, good response." But now Barcelona is in the final, so we wanted to win the game, and I saw we are in the right mood, and in this moment, then I can be relaxed, and we had a clear plan what we want to do. We had a clear an idea how we want to change if we have to, and all that stuff. So that was to prepare for the game. But when I was younger, I probably would have been different on the sideline, and especially after the game. But meanwhile, I realized more and more that I feel more relief than happiness in this moment. So it's no reason for something else. But it's not too long ago I was sprinting on the pitch and jumping in my goalkeeper in a similar situation, I would say. But it was an expensive run, and I decided I will not do that again.
Okay. Lady who's got the microphone, yeah, and then you go to the gentleman behind you.
Jurgen. Elena Papadopoulou from Cosmote TV Greece. I was wondering about the long break you had. You had 3 weeks to rest. Pochettino said they were lucky to rest that much, but what's your thought about it? Could that affect the game, the rhythm game, and because you were on fire during the end of the season? So could it be negative in a way?
Not negative, because both teams had the same time to use or to lose rhythm, whatever. That's how it is. It's our life is a constant challenge. So it's never, if you would have played 3. I think the European League final 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, we played after 3 days after a very intense league. So ask me 3 days, 3 weeks, I take always the 3 weeks, 100%. Best would be maybe a week after, but it's not possible because the cup final, so it's only 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I'm completely fine with that. Yes, for Tottenham it was for sure good. They had a lot of injuries, so they came now pretty much all back. But we had as well, with Bobby especially, that he could use the time between his injury and the final. So it's how it is. But keep the rhythm, do the right things in training. We do that a lot, but usually, even in the preseason, I never had a preseason where I trained 3 weeks without a game. That's why we decided not to do it like this. So we had a game last Saturday, internal game, so just to keep the rhythm, to do different things, and it was good. Everything was fine, but at the end, a final. With the things we did, we and Tottenham, we all will be fresher than 3 weeks ago, last match day, after playing. Both teams did that pretty much. That's clear. But both teams are like this, so it will be maybe a more lively final than we witnessed already in the past. That's possible. But at the end, it's about dig in the game and play it. Don't worry, don't think, just play the game how you always played it. We don't have to change things. We know, yes, Tottenham plays different systems, stuff like that. Can change it in the game. It's only influence you if you are not ready to react on it, if you're too tired or not aware or whatever. We had all time to prepare these things. I said, what do you do? 0-0, 1-0 up, 1-0 down. That's all things you don't want to have it. And it's not that you can, okay, we are 1-0 up, we do it like this, we close the door at halfway line or whatever. It's not like this. It's just, you can think a lot of things during this thing, and you have to remind yourself from time to time how strong my team is, so that not to forget it with all the analysis of the opponent, thinking, okay, Tottenham is good here, Tottenham is good there, and but we are there as well, thank God. So that's how it is. It's just, it's now, we have now Tuesday, so it's 5 more days or so. It will go like this, and then we play the game. And that's exactly how it felt all the time, that we are really, the game was like the sun, and we were like sucked to it or whatever, that that they took us in that direction, and we are really happy when we're finally there and play it and do everything to win it.
Okay, last couple, we'll do these quite quickly.
Jurgen here in the middle. My name is Martin from Dutch television in the Netherlands. Could you say something about Van Dijk and about Wijnaldum and some sort of Dutch influence on your team?
Oh, I think the Dutch influence this year in the Champions League was incredible. So I'm not sure if you would have played Ajax, how many Dutch national players would have been in that game? A lot, 5, 6, 7. Round about that, so that would be funny when they played against England 3 days later or so. But yeah, big influence, big influence. Super guys. It's not only, by the way, it's not only Gini and Verge. It's John Achterberg and Pepijn Reinders as well. So the Dutch influence at Liverpool is pretty big. So and we all benefit from that. Yeah. I don't have enough time to say all the positive things about it to boys, actually. That's how it is. They really played a big part, played a big part so far, and will play a big part in the future as well for this club, are completely committed to the club, feel themselves in the right place, and I think you can see that on the pitch. Get all the help they need and help with all they can. It's good ambassadors for your country, so thank you very much.
Last two, we've got Big Zoo, and then we'll finish with SNTV, which we're allowing in German, I believe, which is a treat. Congratulations. Yes.
Yes, hello, hi. Big Zoo here with BBC Sport.
The man is in town.
Yes, I'm here.
But now you have to make sure that I understand you, but I tried to understand your rap. I lost it a few times.
Yeah, there's a lot of slang.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to keep it as English as possible.
Yeah, thank you.
So I was in Ukraine last year. Yeah. You guys was dominating first 20 minutes. I felt like we was going to do everything. Then Salah got injured. And it felt like we got a bit deflated. We did score, and when it was 1-1, I still had hope. But I feel like that injury was a big part to us losing. So this year, have you guys prepared for that kind of circumstance? Like, are you ready to, if Bobby gets injured or if Mane gets injured, what we're going to do?
Oh, the season was our preparation. Thank you. I understood each word there. So the season was our preparation. The season was our preparation for that, because we had these situations where we had to play without, and could bring on then, and we're still winning games. So that's how it is. It was good that even the last part, then when Bobby couldn't play, Dip stepped in, Shaq stepped in, brilliant. So yeah, we should be. The problem last year is, of course, not only that we lost more in that situation. The problem was as well, Adam Lallana, who we brought on, came pretty much in the last second. He made himself available for the game because he was injured before. We had other injuries. So? Yeah, Oxley, of course, if Oxley would have been fit, all that stuff. So that we had the injury problem. So that made our bench a bit thin in this specific area. So we will have all available players on the bench. That gives us solutions. And I think apart from Naby, they all should be available. And that gives us different opportunities, of course. But how I said, we are a completely different team to last year, not because signings as well. Ali, Claire, Naby, Fabinho, that's all. For this team, it's the first final. So plus involved a few more experienced players. But for Ali, he lost last year the semi-final. Fabinho, I think, lost the semi-final with Monaco, if I'm right. So they are now in the final and with a proper group of players. So that's why I say it's the best team I ever had to go in the final. But Tottenham could say probably something similar. But I'm really happy with my team and the options we have. But still, let's hope that something like this specific thing will not happen again. So it was not the best. Can I say? The best thing that ever happened in football. That's just, people will call it probably experienced, how they did it in that moment, and that's how it is.
Okay, just a reminder, the players will be coming in